Good morning and welcome to First Parish. A special warm welcome to all our mothers that are here today. I'm Bob Moline, the church moderator, and it's my great pleasure today to introduce formally our new bridge minister, Reverend Jeff Larsen. To give you a brief rundown on his background, he graduated from Bates College, then took his divinity training at Boston University. He was ordained in 1973, and then spent the next 40 years at various churches throughout southern New England and Vermont. In 2015, he retired from Barrington Congregational Church in Barrington, Rhode Island, and then after retirement, he and his wife Kathleen moved back to Maine to their cottage in Hills Beach, and they also became members here. So I hope you'll join me in welcoming Reverend Jeff Larsen.
Hey, you haven't heard me preach yet. Good morning, everybody. It is so nice to be here with you, especially with all you young people. Nice to have you here. What's that? Oh. I heard this was a tough congregation. Welcome. Welcome to worship. I hope everybody in this room knows that wherever you find yourself this morning on this exciting journey of life, that you are welcome here. It is a wonderful time to be together and to let God speak to us, let God come into our hearts and our minds and our souls, and just feel the presence of each other. I am so looking forward to the next 3 months. I have a couple of requests. I don't want anybody to get sick. I don't want anybody to die. And I want everybody to love each other. Right? Amen. Looking forward 3 months from now to welcoming our new pastor, Scott. And we have 3 months to get ready to really rock and roll and celebrate with him. So welcome to worship, and it looks so we have some announcements.
So in case you're wondering, I'm down to one crutch this week, 3 weeks in. But anyways, it's not all about me, it's about First Parish. And in 2 Saturdays, we're having coffee connections from 9 to 11 on a Saturday morning. It's the program development team, so that's Tom Kircher, Peter Gray, Dolly Curtis, right, Dolly? And myself. We welcome people for coffee and conversation on a Saturday morning. It's just kind of an open forum. And we'd really welcome your folks here. And our conversation topic this week on the 25th is where do you find quiet in God's world? So if you'd like to join us, we'd really welcome you there. So that's the 25th, Saturday from 9 to 11. Where do you find God's quiet in this world? So please join us for coffee and conversation. Thanks.
I'm Jane Kircher. I'm here on behalf of the mission team, and we, twice a month, we help serve at Bon Appetit in Biddeford, and tomorrow is one of those times that we serve, and we could use some more volunteers to help. There's no cooking involved. You just need to show up and help serve and clean up. Need to be there at 4:20, and you'll be out by 6. It's at Second, like I said, at Second Congregational in Biddeford, and there's a sign-up sheet outside the church office. We'd love to see you there. Thank you.
Good morning, and happy Mother's Day. My name is John Grew, and I've spoken to you before about the Men's Fellowship Group, but I wanted to provide an update. We started meeting in January, and have been meeting consistently since. We have 5 committed men who have been part of the group, and I think I can speak for them and say that the Holy Spirit has been guiding our study, and also we've really developed a good fellowship with each other. So I want to extend the invitation to more men in the congregation to join us. We meet the second Tuesday at 7:15 a.m. and then the fourth Tuesday at 7 p.m. That way we accommodate both schedules by meeting in the morning and in the evening. We're currently studying, in fact, we're going to start this Tuesday, we're going to start doing Acts of the Apostles. So you can come in anytime and really join right in without really missing much. So if you'd like to have further information, please talk to me about it. But again, we'd love to have additional members be part of what really has been a very rewarding thing. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Rick, and I'm representing the Good News team. And I want to ask you if you know what May 27th is this year. Anybody? Memorial Day. Memorial Day. Good try, Peter. Memorial Day. And that means that we're having a parade. And this year, the parade starts in Biddeford and marches to Saco. And last year, we had 20 enthusiastic people from First Parish marching in that parade. And I'm here today to invite you, and I will invite you again. But I would like to see who's interested, and if you would sign up with me after the service, that would be great. Thank you. Thank you. Those who are able, please stand and join with me in our call to worship. God of wonder, God of hope, God of new beginnings. We gather here before you from the corners of the earth to hear your word and feel your presence. You know what we carry here in our hearts and in our minds. Heal us, forgive us, inspire us, help us to use this time faithfully, O God. Relieve our fears of what is new, that we can go forth as restored people. Open all our senses for our worship of your holy name. Praise to the living God, the God of love and light, whose word brought forth the myriad sons, worlds in flight, whose infinite design, which we but dimly see, making all cosmic unity. Praise to the living God. Nice job. Please join me in our prayer of invocation. Thank you for welcoming us to your sanctuary, loving God. Many hopes and dreams are gathered here, many needs and fears. Help us to hear and feel your presence and love. Help us to reach out to each other in trust and peace. Help us to let the music and words and spirit of worship fill us. We ask this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Today we're going to show you one of the oldest, most useful fashion items ever made, the blanket. You will note that the blanket worn by senior youth group today is made of a very warm, tightly woven blend of material.
Versatility is the blanket's strong suit. When worn as a coat, the blanket has many interesting features. Perhaps the most surprising of these is that one size fits all. Both children and adults. Width is adjusted by overlapping at the front. Length depends on how much is folded at the top.
Blankets can also be chill-specific, wrapped wherever the wearer wants the most warmth. For example, you can fold it over your head as protection from the wind and cold, or wrap it around your legs, but don't try to walk too far that way. And of course, a blanket is good for wrapping around your whole body.
A blanket is portable. You can fold it up or bunch it up and take it anywhere you need to go. You can wrap your baby or your clothes in it. In fact, you can sling it over your shoulder and carry almost anything. Tie one blanket to each end. No.
Blankets are always stylish. They are used in many countries around the world and are just as useful. Around the world and are as useful in a warm climate and as a cold one. Warmth in the winter and shade in the summer. Most are washable and easy to clean. Nothing else, you can just shake it off.
Blankets offer equal opportunity comfort. They work for women, men, children, and babies alike, and can be used while standing, walking, sitting, or lying down. Anyone, anytime, anywhere.
In times of trouble following disasters, tornadoes, hurricanes, and earthquakes, Church World Service is there to help, and blankets are a part of everyday relief effort.
Your gift of $10 or more will enable Church World Service to provide blankets and shelter items when disaster strikes or needs arise in Africa, Latin America, East Asia, the Pacific, the Middle East, Eastern Europe, Southern Asia, or the United States.
So when you receive our Tools of Hope and Blanket offering, please help provide blankets and other tools of hope to those who need them. Who knows, sometime it could be one of us.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, and let's not forget those aunts and sisters that help us out. This morning, I will be reading Psalm 23, one of my very favorite passages. And I am reading from the King James Version because it speaks it the best. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff comfort me. You prepare the table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Here ends the reading of his word. May God bless this reading.
One of the advantages of being a part-time fill-in guy is I can preach on whatever I want. And I know you, being a very disciplined and organized congregation, are used to ministers preaching by the lectionary every week. Forget it. No. That reading that Judy just gave actually was one of the lectionary readings of the day, so I did it. I am not just being facetious about all this. It is nice, the freedom that I have to be able to pick passages that I want to preach on, that I feel really have something to say to me and to us in this time. And so the passage that I chose for the gospel reading today, you probably heard 3 or 4 months ago, because I think Deborah did follow the lectionary pretty clearly, and it was a reading for sometime during the winter. It's something that happens near the beginning of Luke's gospel. Luke tells the story of Jesus in a very organized kind of way, but this passage is at the very beginning, the 5th chapter. Jesus has come onto the scene. He actually has been in Capernaum, and we know that a couple of chapters ago he was in Peter's house. So there's a good, we can pretty much assume that he knows who Peter is, but Jesus has not yet called any of his disciples. This is the story that starts all of that off. From the 5th chapter. Jesus was standing beside the lake of Gennesaret, also called the Sea of Galilee. And the crowd was pressing in on him. You're going to hear that's a constant theme. The crowd is pressing in on Jesus to hear the word of God. And Jesus saw 2 boats there on the shore of the lake, and the fishermen had gone out of them, and they were washing their nets. So Jesus got into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon Peter. And he asked Simon to put him out a little way from the shore so that he could teach the crowds. And Jesus sat in the boat, and Jesus taught. And when he had finished speaking, he said to Simon Peter, "Put out into the deep water and let down your nets for a catch." Simon answered, Master, we've worked all night, and we've been fishing all night, and we have caught nothing. Yet, if you say so, I will let down the nets. And when they had done this, they caught so many fish that their nets were beginning to break. And so they signaled their partners in the other boat to come out and help them. And they came, and they filled both boats. So much so that the boats began to sink. Don't you fishermen wish that was a problem you had? And when Simon Peter saw what was happening, he fell down at Jesus' knees, and he says, Go away from me, Lord, for I am a sinful man. For he and all who were with him were amazed at the catch of fish that they had taken. So also were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, who were partners with Simon. But then Jesus said to Simon, and this is a line we hear over and over again in the Bible that Jesus says to many people. And he says it to us this morning. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. From now on, you're going to be catching people. And when they had brought their boats to shore, they left everything, and they followed him. Now, I can guarantee you that at the beginning of the story this morning, Peter was not knee-deep in fish. They had been out fishing all night. That's when they fished on the Galilee. They'd been out there all night. And they had one of those nights, sometimes you do when you're a fisherman, although you often don't admit it, they caught nothing. They caught nothing. And I'm not talking about fishing like you folks do. In your plastic boats, in your twin Mercs, in your GPSs. And Bob Moline even admitted he got a fish finder. A fish finder! And you go out at 3 o'clock on a sunny afternoon and you spend a couple hours and you come back in and you pop open a bottle of Pinot and you brag about all the fish that you were certain you would have caught. I'm talking about men, and as far as we know, it was mostly men at that time, who did this for a living. And they went out either by row or by sail, and they went fishing, and they pulled on nets. If Peter came to coffee hour this morning and shook his hand, it'd be like 60 grit sandpaper. Calluses, years worth of calluses, pulling on nets that he had mended himself, that always caused you to have an ache in your back or your shoulders someplace. And all night, they caught nothing. It happens. But we can be certain that the mood around the docks that morning was probably a bit testy. They were not opening any wine. What they were doing was washing down their nets. They wanted to stow them away. They wanted to go home and have a hot shower and go to bed. And it was right then, into that moment, into that mood, that Jesus showed up. And as usual, Jesus has got a whole bunch of people with him. And he went over to Peter and said, we don't know what the conversation was. You know, the Bible leaves out a lot of the juicy parts, but wouldn't you like to know? You got to kid me. Will you take me out so I can talk to these people? And he did. And Jesus taught. And everybody was happy. And he finished. And they all started going away. And then Jesus says, hey, Pete, let's go fishing out deep. Now, Jesus may have grown up around the Sea of Galilee, but that one little statement shows you that he didn't know a lot about fishing. because in the Galilee you fished at night, and by now it was the middle of the day. In the Galilee you fished around the shores, in the little inlets where the streams came in, where the fish stayed. They had small nets. Last night I looked it up, and I had the name right up here of what that net's called, but I can't remember, but you can look it up when you get home. It's small nets, and they would drop them down in the dark, and the fish wouldn't see them. And Jesus says, "Hey, Pete, let's go fishing out deep, out deep." And yet, and whenever you're reading the Bible and you come to one of those "and yet" moments, especially if it has to do with Jesus, watch out. And yet, as ridiculous as this probably seemed, as tired as he was, as much as he probably was still seeing the stares from all his buddies on the dock saying, "What's he hanging around with that guy for?" And yet, Peter did it. And it totally changed his life. Totally. How often does something really great happen when we're willing to do something that might seem absolutely ridiculous at the time? My going into the ministry seemed absolutely ridiculous to a whole lot of people. It seemed that to my own family, my father had it all figured out that I was going to go home and I was going to get a job. I was going to earn a living. What do you want to go to seminary for? My sisters, brothers, my sister and both brothers and I, we all did very well in math. My sister became an engineer. My brother was a CFO at a major corporation. My other brother founded a computer company. You're going to what? Ridiculous. It sure seemed ridiculous to my friends. When I was in seminary, I went to Boston University and worked at the Deaconess Hospital, where I met a cute nurse. And used to hang around with all the guys. We played softball and all kinds of stuff together. And one summer, somebody invited me down. I've got to go back to this little church, Millville, Massachusetts, the Millville Methodist Church, just outside of Worcester. Had about 15 people in the congregation. So he asked me to fill in there. And one Sunday, all of my buddies came and sat in the back row. They doubled the size of the congregation. Some of them I don't think had been to bed yet from Saturday night. And they're looking at me and they said, "What are you doing, Jeff?" Kathy's family. Holy smokes, what's a nice Catholic girl hanging around with that guy for? Kathy's grandmother said to her, took her aside when it was clear that it was getting serious. She said, "Do you know how bad your life will be if you're a minister's wife?" Ridiculous. Ridiculous. What about you? You come here on Sunday morning and you hear ridiculous things. Week after week. Love everybody. Whoa, everybody? Got a problem? Turn the other cheek. Visit the sick. We're Purell fans. Visit the sick. Go to see people who are in prison. Ridiculous things. God interrupts us and asks us to do things that sometimes don't make any sense at all. New York City subway. Typical rush hour. Downtown train. Driver, passengers doing what they always do, trying to hide behind their newspapers, stay unseen, untouched, slightly on edge. And all of a sudden, from the back of one of the cars, there comes a scream, "Help me! I'm having a baby!" The driver slams on the brakes. He runs down the aisle. Don't worry. Everything, you're not having a baby. Everything's going to be fine. And behind him, an older, Haitian woman says very calmly, "You're going to need something clean and white to hold that baby in." And that ordinary driver took off his white, starched, required uniform shirt. Will this do? And within minutes, he was wrapping that baby, and the wails of a newborn filled the subway car. The 513 downtown D train, somewhere around Bleecker Street, the people put down their newspapers. They gave up their fears. They shed their nameless, faceless existences, and they hugged each other. Some of them even crying. When the driver was interviewed a little later, he said, "For 10 minutes on a New York subway car, the people loved each other. The ordinary became extraordinary." Peter was just this ordinary guy. He didn't have any theological training. He didn't even have the right equipment to go deep-sea fishing. But when he did, everything changed. I really appreciate the very nice things that you've said about me. But I got to tell you, I am more ordinary than most of you. I've had a little theological training, but I've never really been convinced that did all that much good. No, I'm serious. But what I found out is if I have done anything, and if there's anything I can do in the next 3 months, it's because God figured out how to use me. God knows exactly how to use each one of us. I'm really good at fighting against God. But God needs us to stop settling for being ordinary. Peter was living on the surface of life, fishing in the coves, fishing around the edges, and he needed a push to go deeper. When I was younger, I was living in the shallow water, and I needed a push. And I would guess that there's a few of you in this room that could use a push too. There isn't a mother in this room who doesn't know about what a push the arrival of a baby brings. My mother got pregnant when she was a senior in high school with me, and her father was superintendent of schools. Talk about deep water. Whoa. My mom also died 3 days ago. So I know the mixed bag of Mother's Day for all of you. But I know the value of being pushed to where we don't want to go. Now you can stay, and there will be some who will choose, you can stay in the shallow water. It's more comfortable, safer. It's generally warm water. But if you do, you're going to miss where this church is going. Because this church is going deeper. We just hired a new minister who's going to take us to some deeper water. So if you want to stay here and wallow around in the shallows and think about the past, you can. But you're going to miss the great adventure that we're all about to undertake. It's an exciting time, very exciting time in the life of this church. One more little story. There was a town, and it was a very organized town. The roads were all straight. The houses were all painted. The trees were all trimmed. It was a beautiful place. Everybody knew what they were supposed to do. kind of like Saco. But then something terrible happened. They woke up one morning and they found it in the middle of the green. Actually, it wasn't in the middle, that was the problem. A tree had sprung up. And it was different. Didn't look like the others. Who put that there? It was actually the children that found it. Because the children found hanging from that tree were warm, crunchy chocolate chip cookies. But the town fathers and mothers said, this is awful. This is terrible. We've got to have a meeting. You would have thought they were a church or something. You got to have a meeting. And they called the selectmen, they called the police chief, they even called the minister. That's how bad things were. And they brought them all together. They were inside the building. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Meanwhile, the kids are outside, and they're just having a wonderful time. And the doors burst open, and they come stomping out, and somebody's got a big axe. We're going to cut this down. Why did this tree come here to disturb us? And the little girl said, it came to give us chocolate chip cookies. Some people insist on staying and thinking and doing they've always done, and that's understandable. It's safer. But sometimes you got to be a child. And you got to listen to the invitation to go deeper, to go where you've never been before. And that's the invitation that's in front of us today. I want to share with you a little poem, Oriah the Mountain Dreamer. It doesn't interest me what you do for a living, I want to know what you ache for. And if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing, it doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love and for your dreams. I want to know if you can sit with pain, yours and mine, without moving to hide it or fade it or fix it. Doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you've been touched by the center of your own sorrow, and if you've been opened up by life's betrayals, or have you become shriveled and closed and afraid of further pain. I want to know if you can be with joy, yours or mine. If you can dance with wildness and let the ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes. I want to know if you can see beauty, even when it's not very pretty. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand on the edge of the lake and shout to the full moon, yes! Doesn't interest me to know where you live or how much money you have. I want to know if you can get up after a night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and do what needs to be done to feed the children. Doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when everything else falls away. Hey, Pete, let's go fishing. Go deep. And it made all the difference. All the difference.
My name is Pam Moline, and I'm a member of the diaconate. And I'm here to start our time of prayer, to help start it. And I'd like to ask if you have any joys or sorrows or concerns or celebrations, to please raise your hand, and a deacon will come down and give you a microphone. And please use the microphone. Thank you. Mama.
I ask for continued prayers for my sister in Alaska, Ann Lillian. She has been referred to a liver specialist in Seattle, but they need to find a bed for her.
Russ?
I want to thank everyone for the prayers and cards and so forth to Bill. He spent 3 days in the hospital. He's home and he's doing great, and just has to learn to be patient and give himself a little more time to heal. I also want to ask prayers for my brother-in-law, Ewan McKechnie, my sister Jane's husband, who's in the Veterans Hospital in California with a really serious problem that may end up with an amputation. Thank you.
Oh, and Judy in the choir.
I'd like to ask for prayers for Carol Spencer LeMay. Her dad passed this last Monday, and he had been in hospice only a few days. And I'd also like to ask for prayers for Linda Lambert as she's trying to get better, and trying to be patient.
Not in Linda's vocabulary either. And Russ? Sarah Beth?
I ask for prayers for my childhood friend's mother, Nancy, who has been diagnosed with cancer and is having surgery on the 24th to hopefully remove the cancer and start chemotherapy. So prayers for Nancy, please.
From the web community, Norma? Kathleen?
I would like to introduce my cousin Rosemary. We all have a rock star in our life, and she is my rock star for many, many reasons. This Thursday, she's facing major surgery. She will be covered with a prayer shawl from this church. And I just ask all of you to keep her in your prayers for some miracles to happen by the watchful hands of her doctor.
Former co-worker, lives in Biddeford, early 50s. Her name's Gloria. Just diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma, so I asked for prayers for her. Just the sweetest thing, and she's so in love with God, and I pray that she gets through this.
Prayers for Gloria. Norma?
Ask for prayers for my mother-in-law, who will be having surgery this Wednesday. It's a laparoscopic surgery, but I just want to make sure that everything's good to go. So,
Thank you, Mark. Rick, up in the balcony.
Prayers of healing for my colleague Ruth at work. She expressed to me that she's very scared about some medical testing that she's had done. She's in a lot of pain, and I told her that I would bring her prayers here.
And over here with Sue, please.
I'd like to ask for prayers for my dog who was hospitalized this morning, and they don't know what's going on. Just prayers for healing would be greatly appreciated. She gives us such joy, and we really want to have her back home healthy.
Twinkie is her name.
And Robert?
I have two prayers this morning. The first is for a colleague of mine, Darren, who has been estranged from his mom for 25 years. She lives in Canada, he lives here, and despite his efforts, they've been estranged. And he got a call on Friday that she's now in a coma, and he's had to go to Canada to a hospital and make decisions for her, and maybe can't even communicate with her, and his heart is broken. So I pray for healing for his mom, for wholeness for Darren, that this can be at least some kind of reconciliation for them both. And a prayer celebration. May is a great month in the Guttel family. My wife and nephew and sisters all celebrate birthdays. And yesterday was my happiest day as Kathy and I celebrated our 35th wedding anniversary. Thank you, hon, for 35 wonderful years.
Congratulations. Anything from the web? Oh, over here with Norma, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'd like to offer prayers for my brother Stephen. He's a minister, and he's been very ill for many years, and suffering more recently. So we hope that he'll recover. Thank you.
Norma?
I'd like to offer prayer for, what's her name? Betty Tate, my friend's sister-in-law, who's had a recurrence of her cancer, and the outcome is not too favorable at this time, and the whole family needs to have some prayers, because this has been a long-going illness for her.
Prayers for poor Betty. Rick here with Barbara Freeman.
No. Oh.
I have a prayer of joy when my daughter surprised me and came home for Mother's Day. And I'm telling you, it was the best thing of the day.
Some of that going around with Lee and Nadine as well. Wonderful. Okay, if there are no more.
Knowing that God hears those prayers that we speak out loud, but also those things that are being carried around in our hearts and minds, let us trust that God receives all of that, and that God does respond. Let us be with a God who's delighted to share this time of prayer with us. God, thank you for hearing us. Thank you for responding to us. Thank you for loving us, despite everything that we do to try to turn that away and deny it. God, give us the courage to walk forward as your people, so that we can bring peace and healing and love to a world that needs it desperately. We ask this in the name of your Son, Jesus, and together we share the prayer that he taught, saying, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. And he tells a story of a minister and his wife who had been living in China for many, many years, but finally got the word that he was put under house arrest for his preaching. Good for him, I say. And finally he was told they need to leave. And so they started collecting their items, and the police came and said, we're going to pick you up tomorrow. You can take 200 pounds worth of things with you. Now, he and his wife have been in China for many years. They'd collected all these fancy vases and paintings, and he had all his books, and they're saying, what are we going to do? They brought out the scales, and they were weighing this and weighing that, and going back and forth, and they finally came up to exactly 200 pounds. The police came in and said, are you ready? Yep. You weighed everything? Yep. Did you weigh the kids? Way the kids. I think the treasurer is in the house, so I must say, if you have any extra money, throw it on the plate as it goes by you. But as far as I'm concerned, the time of offering is far more than that. It's a time when we think about what we have. We think about what's important. Think about what the world needs and what we might be able to do to contribute to that. So please put something in the plate. But also when you go home this afternoon, there's probably somebody that needs to hear from you. There's somebody that needs a prayer from you. There's somebody that needs a hand reached out to them. All of your gifts in all their many forms are welcome. I just invite you to think about what you have that can make this world a better place, and give it. God, you have given so much to us. We ask that you accept gifts from our hearts, gifts from our very being, for who we are, what we have, and use us, O God. Use us as your instruments of peace in this world. Thank you, God. Amen. This is a beautiful place. You are wonderful people. But we can't stay here. We got to go out. Because the world needs us to go forth from this place and bring beauty and hope and love and peace out there. So go and be God's loving people. Amen.